Hey guys, it's Hazel Kings. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about The Best Man, The Holiday. Not the final chapters, but The Holiday. So the final chapters are on Peacock. I have actually finished all 8 episodes, and I'm actually going to do a review on those episodes very soon. But before I jump into that review, I wanted to refresh my memory on The Holiday, since that was the most recent movie, because there was a lot of things I forgot that I needed to just get caught up on, just to be more familiar with the group dynamic between the friends, as well as I was curious about Harper and Robin's relationship. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on The Holiday, please keep watching. All right, so The Holiday is the foundation of that movie is based around Mia's illness and eventual death, as well as Harper, who's always looking for the next best thing or the next come up. He's having financial issues, and he is strategizing and trying to figure out a way to ask Lance to allow him to be the author of his biography. So the movie is based at Mia and Lance's house. They've invited all the friends over for like a Christmas weekend. And of course, they all gather at their house, and that's when the drama starts. So now we get to Harper and Lance. So in this movie, Lance is still mad at Harper for sleeping with Mia. He is not wanting to make up or forgive him. It was actually Mia who pushed the issue of having all of the friends over for the holidays. She knew it was her last holiday. She knew she was about to die. And she did not want to leave this earth knowing that she was part of the reason why Lance and one of his best friends were no longer friends. So she facilitated this whole holiday get together, and one of her dying wishes was that they made up. The thing that I was most curious about, like I said, was Harper and Robin's relationship. Their relationship has always been kind of tense. I believe it stems from the fact that Robin was insecure about her status with her husband, Harper. Low key or deep down inside, she knew Harper was in love with Jordan. She knew she was his second choice. And I think as a result of that, she tried to overcompensate within the marriage. She was, I just got this motherly energy from her with her interactions with Harper. She was overly supportive, overly encouraging, almost like a mother would to a child. And I just saw Harper just sucking all that up, just consuming everything that she was giving him without reciprocating. Even in the movie, he was not reciprocating. He was just consuming all of her love, all of her attention, all of her support, while in turn giving her, it felt like to me, motherly respect. It didn't feel like a mutual husband and wife love. It felt like a respect thing, a loyalty on a more familiar level instead of on a romantic level, if that makes sense. And so, Robin from the jump was an outsider of this friend group. And I think she felt that as well, on top of the fact that she was now competing with, potentially in her mind, the love of his life, Jordan, who is also a friend. She's a part of this friend group. And Robin she just never, in this movie, she just never quite, I don't feel like she felt comfortable in this group. So she was constantly trying to prove herself, not only with her husband, with her friend. Okay, so now we get into Harper and Jordan. So these two have had a connection from jump, which is why Robin was so insecure. Harper had not even let his wife know that he was pursuing wanting to write this biography for Lance, Jordan was the first to know that he was pursuing this, and she took it upon herself to put a bug in Mia's ear to let Lance know, or make Lance more open to the idea of first doing a biography, and secondly, allowing Harper to be the author of the biography. She went out of her way to basically get the specs for the book. She gave Harper a iPad, his first iPad that had all of this information on it. So she was really supporting Harper in his quest to author this biography, right? And at the same time, Jordan was in a relationship with another man, but you could tell that this was not something serious to her. I just felt like he was just a placeholder for Harper. And even Harper exemplified some jealousy when he met her boyfriend, and which let me know that he still had underlying feelings for Jordan. All right, so then you have Candace and Murch. Candace is, I see her as someone who was trying to put her past behind her. If you remember from the first movie, she was a stripper. That's how she met Murch. And so now she's this educator. She's trying to go on with her life. She is a married woman. Like I say, they're educators. They have a school. And they are trying to raise money to fund this school. And apparently video resurfaces of Candace back in the day, back in the 90s, stripping at a party. And it looks like she is going into a room to do some type of sex work. And apparently this donor has gotten wind of her past, and now he's pulling out. He no longer wants to donate to their school. Now this causes a rift in her relationship with Murch, because once he finds this out, he does not approach her with it immediately. He tells all of his friends, of course, and of course they're trying to keep it from her. But guess who spills the beans? It is Shelby. Shelby uses it as a weapon, and her and Candace have a fight. And during this fight, this is when Shelby, I think she calms down a bit, because she made her entrance very hot. She was all about stirring the pot. But it was after this fight she realized that she needed to calm down a bit. She had a daughter. Her daughter saw the fight, and Shelby actually felt bad about it. I think she really regretted going so far with this antagonization of Candace. And you also see Candace, she's very hurt. She's embarrassed. She's mad at the world, but more so, she's mad at her husband because he did not come to her. He did not tell her. She had to find out from Shelby, messy Shelby. One thing I noticed about Harper, is that he's very attentive to his friends. Like, he noticed, or he picks up on things that the others did not pick up on in this movie right off the bat. For instance, when he first saw Mia, he noticed that she had lost weight, and he was immediately concerned. He even mentioned this to Robin, who's pregnant at the time, and she's low key. She's pissed about it because she sees herself as this unattractive pregnant woman, and he's talking about how skinny another woman is. How attentive Harper can be when he really cares about someone. So that made me think about, how he is so unaware of the dynamic between he and Robin, how unbalanced this relationship is, how much she pours into him, but he does not pour into her. And so in comparison, you see the imbalance. And so I was curious. I was wondering, did he ever feel that connection with Harper, that closeness to Harper? Is this why he could not give her what she needed in this marriage? The second time in this movie that I noticed he was super attentive was at Mia's funeral. So at the funeral, Lance is the last one at the gravesite. Everyone is leaving, they're walking away. And the whole time Harper is keeping an eye on Lance in his peripheral. And he notices that Lance is taking it really hard. And right before Lance just gets super overwhelmed and collapse to the ground, Harper is there to catch him. He was there to catch him. He realized something was wrong. He realized that he needed to be there for him. So those are two examples of Harper really paying attention to his friends, really trying to be there for his friends, and being there for his friends, But in comparison to, his wife, he's really just, he has tunnel vision. It's all about his career. It's all about, the next thing. And of course, it's all about this close friend group that he has that Robin just can't seem to penetrate. So I thought it was really cute at Mia's funeral. Shelby's daughter, Kennedy, who we now know is his actual biological daughter, she immediately connected with him. They were sitting at the funeral in different pews, and Kennedy gets to sit next to Q, who is obviously, distraught, losing Mia, and she is there to comfort him. She actually left her mother sitting alone to go sit with Q. I thought that was really cute considering what we know now. Another thing I noticed about Q in this movie, in comparison to the final chapters, is he was always a sassy dresser. Like when I was watching the final chapters, what caught my attention was his bracelets, his bracelets made out of some type of fabric, and it goes back to how they pieced this whole thing together, the final chapters, how it put a complete bow on this whole story. It connected to the past. There were no I guess unaligned stories. The stories aligned perfectly with the holiday. And I thought that was really interesting because even in the holiday, Q was wearing like his sassy little clothes, but the bracelets, he did wear those same cloth bracelets, but they were less, I guess, flamboyant than they were in the final chapters. So yeah, Robin has her baby in a car, a breached baby. And I thought it was so wild that Lance is delivering the baby and he's telling her to push. A breached baby coming out feet first. He's telling her to push. Yikes. And in the end, now granted, I understand that Robin established a relationship with Mia, and I guess it was an ode to Mia, the reason why she named her first child after Mia, someone, like I say, she was not close to this group. I just feel like, again, that was a way of Robin trying to gain acceptance, trying to make her husband happy, because ain't no way I would have named my first child after a woman my husband slept with. I do not care how platonic the relationship is currently. There is no way I would have named my child after her. No way. But she did that. So yeah, in the end, of course, Lance and Harper made up because Harper was there for Lance when he lost Mia. And the movie was just so good. It was so good. It really re-energized me to rewatch the final chapters. The final chapters, if you have not watched the final chapters yet, I would suggest watching The Holiday first, or even watching the first one as well as The Holiday. Please let me know what you think. Did you rewatch any of the previous movies before watching the final chapters? I did, and I'm glad that I did. If you watched The Holiday, rewatched it, or if you remember anything about it, let me know your thoughts on The Holiday. Drop down in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.